Alright, Adventures of Ryan E. Ethan's collecting some cars. So here was an issue. Hopefully you watched the our second floor Hot Wheels track. The ideal, we wanted to start that actual track from up here on the second floor, but gravity and pure speed kind of got in our way there. So we didn't have a method to slow the car down, because this flight of steps is pretty tall. I don't know how many steps. There's like 15, 16 steps here for sure. And the car just simply goes too fast. To make that turn down there, you could see, right? So there's a turn there. So what Ryan was doing when he was releasing it, I think the highest he got was maybe like the 7th or 8th step with one of our slower cars. But some of the cars he had to release from the 3rd or 4th step. But no way were we able to release them all the way from here. So, well, I was telling Ethan, based on the scientific method, that all starts with identifying a problem, right? So our problem being that if we want to do another track and truly have 2 floors, actually 3 floors, from the 2nd to 1st to the basement, then we need to develop a solution to slow a car down while it's in motion, right? Because this is the problem. So go ahead, Ethan, put a car in there. So here's Tarantula. So watch Tarantula go down the steps. And he broke the track. Hold on. All right, so we'll get a different perspective here. What car is Eddie?
Green.
Green car?
Yeah.
All right, let it go. You see that speed? That's just way too much speed. All right, hold on. Let's get that again. All right, who are you doing now? Go-kart, one of our best cars. Go ahead. Boom. Go-kart just whacked me. Ethan, did you change your voice to a bird? Sounds of Jersey City, New Jersey wildlife. We have our bird feeder back there. We actually attracted a cardinal. We get about 6 different species of birds. And we were pretty happy about getting that cardinal the other day, right?
Yeah.
We had 2 juvenile males fighting for territory, right? But then we haven't seen them again.
Yeah.
Well, we had to throw some nature into this channel. A little more science, a little more animals. But for today, it's all about friction tracks. So we're going to try to use this track, little goose man, and slow down a car.
What?
What? How will we do that, you ask? No problem. With these things, we will use all-purpose silicone. And we will use Fisher Scientific grade sand, fine white. Oh, it's from Ottawa too. All right, so this is just storage code gray. It's just sand, right? So we got some sand in there, and we're gonna put some glue on the tracks. Oh, sorry. We're gonna put some glue on the tracks, right? And then we're going to lay down some sand with the intent that the friction between the car's wheel and the sand will slow it down, decrease its velocity, and then maybe we can get the cars going down a straight vertical. Well, not straight vertical, but...
Okay, with that.
Daddy's making an appearance.
With he, I'm in the sand.
Is that your first time there?
No, I was racing cars once, doing some shaking.
Like, remember in the Connect Sand?
Connect sand, true, but not really in a video quite a bit. But
Nah.
we don't want to get the silicone on our hands, so... Although I've gotten silicone on my hands many times.
And guys, I'm gonna be doing the sand, and Dad's gonna be doing the glue.
But we don't have a lot of sand, righty?
Yep. Or glue. So
Is that a nail?
Yeah. Alright, so we put the silicone in there. Load up the silicone gun. Alright. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put some silicone on here.
There we go.
We'll put a little bit and then I'm going to spread it out.
You're putting a lot.
Oh, just a little bit. See what happens there. Alright, so see that how it looks like that? Yeah, it smells like vinegar. Then what I'm going to do is I'll get a paper towel.
Yeah.
Right? Well, actually, I'll use one of these other gloves.
Yeah, and wipe
And we're
off.
just going to smear that in there. So it's somewhat level, because I think the cars will definitely shoot off if they hit something like that. It's going to be like hitting a boulder on the road or something. So I'm just going to smear this on there. Try to make it as flat as possible.
And we're not trying to get on the blue piece. Like that.
Well, that's fine. The blue piece, it's okay. The other side connects anyway, so.
Mm.
We gotta get some sand on the sides too. So just this whole thing is layered with the silicone.
Yeah. The side.
Yeah, not on the sides though. We gotta get some on the sides.
Yeah, because maybe I.
Just so the sand can adhere. Because the car wheels are gonna be over there, right?
Wait, just see the sand?
So we'll give you an idea of what this is gonna look like, and we'll see what happens, right? So,
Yeah.
so now you have this thing kind of loaded up with some silicone there,
Yeah.
and then Ethan's gonna sprinkle some sand on there. All right, Goose. So
Okay.
open it up. Now this is the only sand we have,
Yep.
and we can't go run into stores during this time, so we're gonna have to go easy with that. Daddy doesn't have a funnel. Actually, I do have a funnel. We'll be back with a funnel.
Okay.
All right, so Ethan, hold the funnel up there.
Okay.
All right, you got it.
Yep.
Hold on, we gotta be able to see it though. Ethan, don't put the funnel in the glue though.
How long does this take to dry?
Not long at all.
Now.
All right, so right, make sure Ethan doesn't dip the funnel in there. Ethan, don't put the funnel in a track.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna put some sand on there. You hold the funnel, eh?
Very little.
Yeah.
As long as the tires can get in there and slow down a little bit. You don't. I'll move. You stay still.
Look how much sand it is.
You lift it up in the air a little bit more.
There's some stuff in the corner.
Yeah, we'll get it out.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Hold on. All right, so let's see what it looks like.
Looks like I want to eat it.
Yeah.
See, it
Like
kind of does look
sugar.
like sugar on there.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll see. We're gonna make a bunch of these, and then we'll film when we're done all of them. But we're hoping that will be enough to slow down a car.
Yep.
All right, so we'll be back in a little bit with a bunch more friction tracks. All right, little helper, E-Man.
I just made E.
Ryan's coming with some more tracks. Put your hat on.
I don't have a hat.
All right, so we have 8 done. Some of that sand obviously is going to be coming off. So,
Different colors.
all right, I guess we're using some blues, yellow. All right, we got a blue, a yellow, and an orange. So we're going to make 11 of them, right? And we'll see what happens, right? So we'll experiment here. I made that one a little more rigid, almost like a lot of hills in there. A lot of this sand's going to come off. It may not actually adhere to it, but I just put a lot on there. We'll have to shake off the excess tomorrow. So basically it's just going to be the silicone with a coating of sand on it. But that should be enough to slow the car a little bit. We'll see though. So we'll have 11 tracks to put in the mix, all right? So we'll see what happens. All right, so we're done. Made 11 friction tracks. We'll see what happens. Pretty much the same pattern on all of them. Like I was saying before, this one's a little more elevated. So we'll see what happens. We're gonna have to do some experiments. It is gonna make the track a little heavier, so there's gonna be some extra weight there. Hopefully these joints hold. Hopefully it's not enough where it actually shoots out the car.
Yeah.
So we are gonna have to reduce the speed significantly, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe a track, a friction track, a friction track. Maybe multiple friction tracks and then a track and then multiple friction tracks. I don't know. That's another cool part of the experiment we're doing. So hopefully these friction tracks work, and we'll give them a test tomorrow, right, Goose?
Yep.
All right. We'll see what happens. All right. So a day has passed. Ready?
Yeah.
He's checking out the tracks.
Oh, I didn't take it off still.
Right. So take out the track, give it a shake, and put it on TT Rose's bench. Okay.
I'll sand on there.
No, don't force the sand out, Ethan.
Okay. I look how cool this is, guys. Like, look at this.
All right. Let's check out another one.
Ooh.
See, the excess sand pretty much came off of it already. So you see there's a lot of different contours in there. Go ahead, put that one over there, bud. Check out another one. This one I clumped on. So that's without the sand on it. So this is going to be a little bumpy, but we'll see. We're going to be able to test all these out outside. And then we're going to test them out. We're going to each have Ryan and Ethan develop their hypotheses on which, how to go about laying these tracks. Do they put them in order? Do they alternate between a standard track and then a friction track? Do they put a bunch of friction tracks and then the standard tracks in order to get down a flight of steps? So they're going to test it out on a couple of steps out here, and then apply that knowledge to a full set of like 15 steps to see exactly how it works. So we'll take these out real quick, and you can see that putting the excess sand on there, you still get a lot of sand left that didn't adhere to the silicone. So
Yep.
right, we'll dump that in Nono's garden.
What?
Yeah, we'll put it over there somewhere by the fig tree maybe, right? All right, so we're gonna go do some tests. Cool.
Yep.
Yep. All right, E, what did you do?
I did this,
So friction track, then what?
then non-friction.
Non-friction track, then what? Friction, friction, non-friction.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how the cars behaved on it.
Hey!
Still pretty fast though.
Yeah, look.
I don't know how much that slowed the car.
Yeah, just.
A little bumpy right there. All right, try it again. Let's do it. Let's test it with an all friction one. You know what? We got to calculate the speed of the cars.
Just look at this. Keeps sliding off like.
Hey, try any more cars or no?
One more motor.
One more car. Let's see this car.
He died.
All right. Still kind of going a little quick, right?
Yeah, that's weird.
Let's put more friction tracks on there. All right, so you set up the little track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, with 6 pieces of track with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them being friction tracks. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put all of them being friction tracks, and then we're gonna run the same one with non-friction tracks, and then we're gonna calculate the speed of the car in centimeters per second to see if the friction track actually slows down the car on like 5 steps. All right, so we'll see. All right, we got Ryan out here now. Ethan's conducting the non-friction track, right? So we can do a comparison run. But we just made a run on the friction track with 7 of these, and they're all friction tracks. So the total length of the track is 211 centimeters. We didn't convert that to meters. We kept it in centimeters. And the time for the car, we repeated it, it was 0.86 seconds. So when you do the calculation, so if you ever want to calculate the speed of an object, you basically just need the distance divided by the time it takes. So these are easy calculations. Anyone that's watching, if you want to know how fast like a ball's rolling in your house, or maybe a toy car goes past a door frame or something like that, just calculate the distance, right? Conveniently, it's probably best to measure in centimeters. Technically, it's supposed to be in meters. So if you wanted to convert that, you just move the decimal point 2 places to the left for the meter conversion, because centi means hundredth. So we're just going to keep it in centimeters per second because it's a little easier for the boys to understand, because we're using a centimeter measuring tape, right? So we did 211 centimeters divided by 0.86 seconds, and the speed of the car on the friction track, right, is 245.35 centimeters per second. So for every second, it goes a distance of 245.35 centimeters. That's how you interpret that. So now when Ethan's done constructing that, we're going to try the non-friction track and see how much we actually slowed the car. No, independently testing that one. And then we're going to do a comparison. We'll subtract the difference, and then we'll have the results. And then when we're done doing this, later on, we're actually going to try it down the flight of steps, assuming these results are good. Otherwise, we might have just wasted silicone and sand, but I don't know. We'll see. All right, so we're going to continue the science experiment. All right, so we're gonna get some predictions here. So how many centimeters do you think it's gonna slow it? So that one's going 245 centimeters per second.
So the next one's gonna be going 190.
But then that would be slower.
I know. We want it to be. Wait. Faster.
Yeah.
310.
So Ryan thinks it's gonna go from 245 to 310. What do you think?
310 too.
You think 310 too?
Yeah.
All right, let's check it out. All right, so we've conducted the experiment. So let's check out the data, right? I'll put my hand over that one. So with the friction tracks, we had a speed of 245.35. What was your hypothesis? 310?
Yeah.
So the boy said the track without the friction tracks would go about 310. Check it out. So we came in at 0.59 seconds compared to 0.86 seconds. So the friction track slowed it by 0.27 seconds. So now your question, how did that relate to speed, right? So check out the speed with the standard track. Was 357.63 centimeters per second. So the difference in using the friction tracks, we were able to slow up the speed of the car by 112.28 centimeters per second. So that's pretty significant for this little standard track here, right? So the friction tracks seem to work. It's just a matter of how the cars will behave when we're dealing with like 15 steps. And I don't think we made enough friction tracks for 15 steps, but we definitely proved that we can construct something here to actually slow the car. Okay, I couldn't use the camera because I needed the calculator. I actually needed a stopwatch, so let's just see what it looks like. No, we can't because then it involves error. Hey, put them at the same height. No, we can't use Ethan. It's error in the experiment. We have to use the same car. So Ryan's gonna test it with. Let me just move it back. All right, so yeah, run it with the friction track. 1, 2. All right. All right, so then now we're gonna run it without the friction track. 1, 2, 3, go. So you should probably be able to notice a difference there. So we'll be back and we're gonna test it on the steps. All right, so we're back on the hallway. Giving it a test. So we have 9 up here. Put it on that flight of steps so it's not curved. So I'm probably like on the 7th step. And then we have 3 tracks on the bottom that are not friction tracks. So here's a bigger car, Cyborg. No good. Try a smaller car. There's a little stitch. Let's see. Alright, so a little stitch went down, no problem. Alright, so we have Ethan here for the test. He's on the 10th step. So he's going to let down some cars and see what's going on. So we have alternating, well, the first 2 are friction, friction, and then it alternates from non to friction to non to friction, non-friction, and then non, because we don't have that many friction tracks. So we'll see what happens here. Alrighty, start, release down the set so we can get some ideas. Alright, so that one fell. Try to figure out where it's falling here too. Alright, so that one made it. That one fell. No, that one made it, it hit right here. No good there.
Joy, one of my favorites.
It made it to the end.
But it just hit Sally.
Alright, so maybe they're crashing here for some reason. Goody. Oh wait, hold on. The track's curving a little bit. Hey, I think you fell out up there. He's in blue. It disconnected. He had blue. Alright, we got a couple more trials. Alright, so that one made it. That's a light car. Yeah. You tested them all?
Yep.
Alright, pick a couple more from the thing. Let's pick a couple random cars. Let's see. Oh, that's a big car. Alright, so that made it. It flipped over though. Good. Zebra car. That's a good car. Nope. You disconnected somewhere. So it seems to be an issue when they're coming from that last friction track to these non-friction tracks. Must be picking up some increased speed there. Alright, let's get about 2 more tests and then we'll conclude the experiment. Nope. Alright, last one. Pick a good one, Maybe we'll get success in our last trial here. Alright, let's see. Darth Vader. Nope. Alright. Alright, so we tried something. This is science. So this is like our friction, little science lesson, scientific method post here. We possibly messed up a couple of tracks, but I think these will come in handy anytime we need to slow a car down a little bit. So we proved outside that the track does in fact slow a car, but I don't know about ever making a flight of steps in this turn like this. It's just very difficult to do. So we had some success. So these 2 flipped over, but that one worked. Tarantula actually worked in one of the trials we were doing, but nothing consistent. So it's nothing's 100% here, nowhere near 100%. But It's kind of cool doing an experiment, right?
Yep.
So I guess if you have some silicone and some sand around, you can make a couple friction tracks or
Or when you make the video.
yeah, or input some other ideas on methods you found to try to slow a car. To see if you can actually slow a car to make that a little more consistently. Because again, when you put the sand on there, it does put weight on the track. So we've had some issues with the track coming off at that height. But yeah, it was cool. Hope you enjoyed the Hot Wheels / science lesson. Say bye and thank you.
Bye, thank you.
Stay healthy, stay safe.